Hey everyone, this is Dan, the GM, bringing you episode 118 of What the Dice. 118 episodes, and you know what? I've got a favor. We're going to do a massive push for ratings on Spotify. Their algorithms aren't taking us seriously, and I want to defeat their algorithms. So if you are listening to us on Spotify, or if you could jump onto Spotify, listen to an episode, and give us a star rating, that would be much appreciated. That is all I have for the top of the show. I'm going to let you guys get on with this week's episode. Sit back, relax, and enjoy episode 118 of What the Dice. Walking up to the storyteller's campsite, we can see the campfire is ablaze. We can smell the warmth of the cooking wood. We can feel the cool wind coming off the ocean. We look around and the storyteller steps out of his hut. Giving us a smile, he walks to his normal spot and takes a seat. Well, me friends, welcome. Sit. So, last we spoke, the adventurers were dealing with the strange and powerful Rat King. Well, with Defibulus emptying multiple shots into it, Kalila finishing it off with 2 very potent arrows. They sat down to a strange meal that was summoned by a very, very strange arrow. Now, the reason they have gotten this deep is they are in search of one of the strange artifacts that helps the Bone God have his power. A strange and powerful pearl known as the Wind Pearl. What its purpose is, we are unclear. But if the Bone God wants it, the team must acquire it first. Sit back, relax, and hear me tell. In the last episode, you guys finally defeated this strange metal machine that called itself the Rat King. Defibulus unloaded a massive amount of ammo into it, and Kalila fired 2 remaining arrows into its chest. Using Wild Shot, she healed herself, killed the bot, and served the team a meal fit for a king. We watch as the camera slowly pans across the meal table that has been laid out. Wine has been drunk, food has been eaten, and it slowly disappears from sight, leaving the adventurers in this somewhat quiet opening. There's the sound of dripping stone and the ambient of deep, dark caves, and the hint of wind whirling in the distance. What would you guys like to do?
Well, while we were eating, Kalila would have planted a Mexi seed and waited for the tree. So she's resting until that tree pops up.
Defibulus is scrounging what's left of the rat boss.
And she will be helping scrounge what's left of the rat boss because she promised to help.
You know what? Give me a sec. Let me roll. As you two dig around, you are covered in oil and grease and coolant. And the only thing that is salvageable is a single Rat King eye.
You at least get its eyeball.
Gruesome.
So now I can keep an eye on you.
You could. Or is it keeping an eye on you?
It's less like an eye and more of a camera lens.
I took physical damage from that.
You're welcome.
As you guys muck about in the trash, or in the Trash King.
Well, there was also
Rat.
that room full of like all the turrets too that we could go back and scrounge if we really wanted to while waiting on the tree.
Actually, Defibulus is gonna while we're figuring out what we're doing, he's gonna kind of like wander around and look in this room.
Give me a perception check.
30.
With a 30, you walk around and you notice that this room has been picked clean of any openings. Like any openings you see, you look inside and all the wires have been stripped out, and placement where turrets would have been completely ripped out and gutted. And it seems as if they removed any and all circuitry, electrical, or anything from this room. You also notice to the far west, you see some old wooden and stone steps that head down, and you can hear the sound of wind picking up heavily as you look down there.
About where I moved Defibulous to?
Yes.
I'm gonna pick up a little rock and chuck it down there.
It goes. Just to set it down, set of steps.
Do not disturb the deeps.
As you continue to poke around, eventually you hear that low rumble of the tree growing, but it's different. It sounds like metal is twisting and bowing and snapping as in the center of the room where Kalila had planted the seed, a large metal tree has sprouted up. Looks like it is a mix of a mushroom and a weeping willow and a oak, all twirled and mashed together. And instead of the normal door that you are used to seeing, there's the doors that are very reminiscent of the doors in Godsfell. They slide open to the right or to the left. You don't know which way.
Well, that tree looks new.
That is a really pretty tree.
That's different.
At least it's not made out of flesh and bone and carcasses.
And whispering to you to do dark and evil things?
Yeah, definitely much better tree.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that was in the cursed swamp. I told you about that.
Yeah, that does sound cursed.
It very much was.
Then Clyde fell into that jelly tree. That was really funny. Not kind of good either.
Makes you puke.
No, I just ate, thanks.
Well, Kalila will walk up if everybody else is. You guys ready to go shopping? And you get to meet Mexi for the first time, don't you?
No, I met Mexi.
Oh, we have shopped with him. I forgot. It's been a minute.
Yeah, let's go say hi, Mexi.
So, are you going to knock on the door, or do you want to give it another perception check? Do you want to muck around with the door like you guys usually do?
Oh no, she's just gonna go up and knock. Or act like she's gonna go up and knock.
I was gonna give the first action, but okay.
Oh, you can.
An even 30, I believe.
Faye, as you kind of walk around the tree, the door, again, is following you around as you walk. But you notice off to the side of the door, there's a small little panel with a single blue button on it.
I poke it.
As you poke it, you hear the sounds of bells. Like a chime, or we would know it as a doorbell. A moment or two later, the eye slit open. So he goes, I have a bell? When did I get a bell? What do you want? You've come to collect money. I don't have any. Oh, wait. I know you. You're the quiet one. Where's the rest of you?
Over there.
Hi.
She'll wave.
I'm guessing you want to come shopping. Did you just leave? Or did you just come here? Nonetheless, come on. The door slides open to the side, and he's like, you've planted me someplace new. Kind of metal. Wait, what year is it?
You like to come explore?
You shouldn't have this material yet. Well, all right. Well, fine. Whatever. Come on in.
Yeah, we're at
Freaky little
Godsfell.
people. Godsfell. I don't know what a Godsfell is. As you come in, the shop is... You almost feel like you are in Godsfell. The shelves are made of metal, and you hear the hum of fluorescent above you. So the room's got this uncomfortable white light to it. He walks over and he's like, why do they keep changing my lights? One second. You see him tap on something and the hum disappears and it becomes more of a lantern colored light and the room shifts to be the Mexi shop that you're used to. Much better. Now, come on in.
Happily enter.
So, have you come for something special?
All the things.
Yeah. Well, I have all new things too. I've been quite busy.
She goes, actually, I remember you mentioned that if we found something, bring it to you, and you could make it, yes?
Yes, it's what I do sometimes.
I want more of these arrows as she pulls her one remaining explosive arrow out.
You already gave me those.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. They're right here.
I just found them.
He shows you a bundle. He goes, no, you were standing right here. I was standing right here, and you went, here, take this arrow and make me more. And I went, all right, I can do that.
I was just gonna blink at him.
What? All right, fine, give me the arrow.
She gives him the arrow.
Mexi,
Yes.
is time linear?
Well, how else would it be? Time only goes forward. Taking the arrow, he looks at it and then hands it right back. Yep, it's the same arrow.
I want more of them.
He points at the stack that he is standing next to. They've been right here. The whole time.
She'll
Well-
just move them into her buying pile and say nothing. Like she's dead staring at him and just shoves them down towards wherever the quote-unquote what would be a register is. Saying nothing.
What? Do you have a problem, Miss Sassy Pants?
I haven't been here since I got them.
No, you were standing right here and you were looking like this, and then you gave me this attitude, and then you're like, I need more of these. And I'm like, okay, well, they're not supposed to exist yet, but I can do this. And you're like, all right, fine, do it. And I'm like, all right, fine.
She's gonna say nothing, blink, I'm shopping, and walk off. Leaving Fair to Fibulus to deal with him.
So, if she was there, where was I at when this was going on?
You were standing right there,
What was I doing?
shopping, like you're supposed to be.
Neat. So, is it possible there was like more than one of us here?
No. Why would I want more than one of you in here? It's a small shop. There's not much room to walk around. You know that. You live here.
I
Been
do?
here.
I live here?
You know what I mean.
Are you
I
sure?
live here. You're not allowed to live here.
Are you sure?
It's me and the dice monsters. It's a lonely existence.
That's why you should let us live here.
No.
And besides, if there was more of us in here, there'd be more of us buying stuff.
You'd think that, wouldn't you? But Sir Reginald the 14th comes here every now and then, doesn't buy anything. He just asks how I'm doing and offers me a drink, and then's like, oh, I need these materials. And I'm like, I don't give raw materials. He's like, but I need raw materials. And I'm like, I don't give raw materials. Go to your dwarven mine friends. They have them.
That's the decent one, not the one with the hair that doesn't move, right?
The merchant, yes. The 14th is the merchant.
Just for comical relief, while these two are arguing and back and forth, Kalila is just pulling things off like wherever they're at and adding them into a pile. She's not saying anything. She's just quietly gathering everything she wants.
Now, Mr. Short Round, Short Bolt Thing. What are you here for?
Oh, I just need some more wild shot, some kind of magical bullets that do stuff, and whatever else I find.
Well,
Oh, question.
Mm.
How long is it? Any chance my hair's gonna grow back after the accident with wild shot?
Accident? What accident?
Just points to his bald head with no eyebrows as well.
He wouldn't even have eyelashes. Like he has no hair.
Meximillon looks at you, stifles a laugh, and goes, well, it seems apparently Wild Shot has some side effects. Let me see. He leans in uncomfortably close, starts poking at your head, and goes, probably about 24 hours or so. But until then, he pulls out what looks like a semi-dirty cloth, puts some wax on your head, and gives your head a nice shine. There.
Ooh, I wonder if that makes me more aerodynamic.
It makes you shinier.
Shiny might be good too. I do like shiny things. Thanks. And he goes, ooh, what's in this? And he just wanders off.
So, is there anything particular you people are looking for?
Kalila's just walking back over to the register area with probably the boots of belligerent revival in her hands as she just sets them down next to a pile of stuff.
He just walks over and he goes, do you have any questions about any of this?
I do.
Okay, what's your question?
What's in this box?
What are you showing him?
The box of insulting imps.
Inspired by the gargoyles.
He opens it up a little bit, closes it, looks at you, and goes, well, you know, a long time ago in this strange world, there was this man who decided he was going to play with magic. He ended up turning cursing little garden gnomes into cursing gargoyles. Well, a hero, one would say, walked around, shot them all, and gathered their pieces up. I collected the pieces, glued them back together, and now these are just a box of insulting imps. I couldn't reform the gargoyles. I lost pieces, and honestly, gargoyles are kind of blasé. I think imps are much more beautiful.
You glued them back together?
What else do you do with stone?
What'd you use to glue them?
You wouldn't know what it is. It takes two parts. You have to mix it together. You gotta let it sit for 15 minutes. It's a process.
I'd be fascinated in that process.
You would. Is this what you would like?
Yeah, that sounds like fun. I mean, I'm really getting a lot of use out of the box of angry turtles.
He nods. He goes, careful. They do nip if they're not in a good mood, which they're never in a good mood.
Yeah, I owe them a brand new paint job.
I was talking about the imps.
Oh, well. That's fine.
Let's see. Anyone else have anything that they want to ask Mexi?
I was letting Faye have a chance before I took the limelight like I do.
Yep, Faye's been unusually quiet. Faye.
Faye is the quiet one. So Mexi, these ball bearings here.
How do you like them?
It's a little bit of a love-hate relationship, but I think I'd like more. Do you have anything more effective than ball bearings, though?
He reaches behind the counter and pulls out a small glass box. And inside you see some daggers that look like they are wound together by wood and leaves and pieces of metal. And he goes, well, I did hammer some of the ball bearings out, and I was able to create some throwing daggers.
Oh, that is much more my speed.
Now, the thing with these throwing daggers is you get about 10 of them. And, you know, when they land, they explode, and then wild magic happens. And, you know, wild magic is always fun.
Not always fun. Sometimes it smokes.
Yeah, seriously. Summoned a buffet.
Didn't it cause you to spit fire, too?
Yes, it did.
Well, I mean, if you didn't eat spicy things like you strange mortals like to do, you know, it's an irritant. It was made so people didn't eat it. And now you're like, ooh, jalapeno, I'm going to eat it. Ooh, ghost pepper, I'm going to eat it.
I take it you don't like spicy things, Mexi.
Jalapeno.
I'm not mortal. I can eat whatever I want.
That didn't answer my question on whether you like spicy things.
Doesn't matter what I like. It's what I get.
Well, what if I wanted to bring you something nice? Do you like cookies?
Who doesn't like cookies?
My uncle.
Your uncle is a freak.
Yeah, sounds about right.
I believe the phrase is variety is the spice of life for a reason.
Well, I like chaos.
Indeed you do. I'll take the daggers.
He hands you the 10 daggers.
I might be looking for something a little more, possibly a little more devious.
Are we talking like devious as in sneak up behind, inject them with a serum, and then they go all great? Oh, wait, you haven't been there yet. No, I don't have anything that can be injected just yet. Or are you talking about something that can hide? I have this wonderful rat that recently appeared. He pulls out a cage with a red-eyed rat in it.
I've kind of had enough of rats for the moment, but put a pin in that one. I was actually thinking something.
I don't think he'd like me if I put a pin in him. He might bite me.
Or he'll shoot a missile at you.
Yeah, this seems much more up to Fabulous's alley. I was actually looking for something more consumable, possibly. Although definitely not for me.
He takes you over to where he keeps all of his potions and poisons, and he goes, well, this is what I have currently. What are you wanting to happen?
No, the worst.
Well, the worst? You could deal with Sir Reginald the 13th constantly.
Yes, but I can't distill him down into a vial, can I?
If you mash him up small enough, maybe. Then he'd be more of a paste.
Oh, but that's so much more work than I want to put in.
That, and I don't think you could really mash up his armor. I think it's mithril. Well, nonetheless, here's what I have.
Oh, this looks interesting. And Faye starts browsing.
Okay. Looking over at the pile of stuff in the register for Kalila, he walks over and he goes, well, somebody's shop crazy today.
Yes. Yes, I am.
Any questions about any of this?
This eye patch. Obviously, it allows me to see things. Can I see through everything, or are there limitations?
Well, it's an eye patch. You can't see through things, but if, say, someone casts darkness around you, or advanced to darkness, which is like darkness but darker, you wouldn't have a problem. It's kind of like being a pirate. Have one eye always to the dark, and then you'll open it up and, oh, you can see just fine.
She'll nod. These boots of belligerent revival.
Yes. They are boots.
They're just boots?
Well, you kick someone when they're dead and they get back up. But if they're not dead, you do damage.
So kicking is necessary to revive the person.
Yes, I would suggest the ribs or the stomach. Just a light tap. Just enough to make them wake up. Kind of like if you've gone out drinking with your friends too much and one of them's face down in the gutter and you kind of kick him just so he doesn't puke all over himself.
She'll nod. That's all right.
That sounds like an oddly specific situation, Mexi. Been there?
No. A friend of mine was.
Indeed.
Eddie. Many drunken friends.
Sounds like a good time.
I could have swore I saw some gauntlets somewhere. Where did they go?
He walks over to the armor section and looks around. He says, what color were they?
Well, they're not those blue monk ones. They've been here. I have lost them, and I need to find them. They were called Claws of something, and they're not under armor, so maybe they're in miscellaneous?
Oh, Claws of the Stalker?
Yeah, where are they?
They're under weapons.
So is... yeah, okay, I found them. They're number 40 under weapons and shields.
Yep.
Just tell me about these. I have my own claws, but they look better.
Well, what these are is a friend of mine from somewhere else had this idea of dipping a creature's claws in metal and casting it just right. Well, I suggested that he makes it where they can be bleeding, serrate them just a little bit, and put the fear of the cats into somebody. Well, him and I took some time in designing them, and he passed and I kept them. So, they are light absorbing, so they're always a dark black, kind of like your fur, and kind of like the Fibulus's soul.
Thank you.
And they are cold to the touch, and it makes people fear and dread that being hit by them. And they work with a bow. You would not have to remove them.
That's also a bonus. I'm going to put that in the maybe pile.
Any other things?
No, but just so everyone understands, not only does Kalila have the eye patch of clear sight, she has more wild shot arrows, kindness arrows, arrows of disenchantment, Norb's boulder arrows, explosive arrows, 5 large potions of healing, Hawkeye potions, 2, Frost Dragon Brew, 1, Boots of Belligerent, and the Fang Ripper tracks in her pile.
Did we forget to go shopping again? Is that what happened?
Yeah, well, also with everything we've seen, the boots just kind of make sense because
Yeah.
we don't even have a scroll of a revival. So if any of us die, we're kind of literally screwed.
Well, I mean, I think I could do something about that, but you wouldn't be you anymore.
Yeah, I'd prefer to be me. So the traps seem fun. We obviously need some more potions, because Kalila remembers handing Defibulus at least 2 large potions just in the last combat. The Frost Dragon Brew, so spitting fire at somebody sounds fun. And then, of course, all the arrows. Do I need to explain why I need all the arrows?
Because you're a cat.
I have a quick question about how Kalila carries all these.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that too, because you gave me a quiver of holding.
So the quiver of holding was designed to hold 2 or 3 different types of arrows that made them non-exhaustant. Basically, you had unlimited of those 3 arrows.
Yes, no, I agree with those. So now
Okay.
she's reached the point of questioning how she can carry this many arrows, and that was going to be my Mexi. Can you make me a thing to hold like 20 different arrows?
In fact, while you were listing this off, I was thinking about that. So, Meximillon disappears back, just kind of, as you're laying everything out, he just kind of looks over everything and he just disappears into the back. You hear the sounds of things falling and boxes being scooted and metal being scooted. And he comes back out with this strange quiver. It is thin, about the size of a book, like a textbook. And it is flat. And it is blackened metal with a strange green glass on it. And he goes, You have many arrows and not a lot of personal availability and storage. Here. He sets it on. He goes, This does not act like your strange quiver of addition, where you don't run out of those arrows. This is more of a, you think of the arrow, and it will pop out that particular type of arrow. This doesn't exist yet. It exists for friends of mine in different times, and they have found much use for it. And I figure you like arrows. You seem a trustworthy sort. So I will give this to you as a gift.
Mexi, that's the sweetest thing.
Don't go around telling people I gave you something. You've tested Wild Shot for me, which was my gift, so I am returning with said gift.
I won't question your generosity. Deal, as she slides the sum total of 12,000 gold over to Mexi. It's actually 12,155.
He's like, Well, I have made quite a profit. And he taps a button, and the cash register opens, and he takes the bag of gold and just pours it. And it just seems to empty out into oblivion. And he just hands you the bag back and slowly closes the drawer.
I'm calling this the quiver of yes.
Works for me.
I like it.
Anyone else would like to give me some of your hard-earned gold? Is it really hard-earned? What have you been up to? Last I heard, you guys were rummaging about in the swamps. Unless my book is old.
Well, technically we're in the swamps, but we're in a ship in the mountain in the swamps. So we're not in the swamps, but we're in the swamps. Also, does anybody care if I add a little extra and buy these claws?
Nah, go ahead.
She hands 3,000 more gold over to Mexi and takes the claws.
You should shop like this more often.
Get more things.
I'm working on it. And what about you, Defibulus? Faye? Anything you'd like to purchase?
I need 2 bundles of Wild Shot, 2 bundles of Magic Shot, and I really actually want to buy those box of Insulting Imps.
All right, then. And Miss Faye.
I believe I will take a vial of twisted words and a vial of unfortunate fate.
Okay.
And as Faye heads to the register, she spots a box of strange rocks and wants to know what these are. Sneaky boomy rocks.
Looking in the box, you don't see any labels. You just see a collection of smooth stones, something that looks like they might be river stones, but they sparkle strangely. And you notice that there are orc writings across them. Mexi walks up and he goes, Interested in my rock collection, are you?
A little.
Now, you see, I got these from a knight. Well, an order of knights who ransacked and stole many pieces from an orc encampment. They acquired these rocks and didn't know what to do with them, didn't know what they were. So they let them disappear. Well, I found them, and I found out that if you bury them, they act as what you would call mines. They will explode if they are stepped on or if you get too close to them. Now, mind you, you will also forget where they're at. Well, not forget, but you will not be able to spot them very easily. So, if you plant them, make sure you're careful where you step.
I think I'll take the pretty rock.
All right, then. Pretty rocks are all yours. After you pay.
They will pay.
Hey, what's with this weird little thing that has your shop name on it?
What? Oh, that? Oh, well, I had a friend a couple eons ago, or in the future. I forget where I'm at. Made a comment about how I need to have a special discount card. So, I made one. It's a discount card.
So if we have it, we get discounts?
Yes, but I can't guarantee they'll be good, and I can't guarantee that the dice monsters might not bite you. They might not. Probably not.
How often do your dice monsters bite your people shopping here?
Well, they've bitten Sir Reginald twice. Once in the rump, once in the ankle. For the most part, they keep away from you because you smell of weirdness and death. That's probably because you kill a lot of things. What have you been killing recently?
Mechanized rats, bunch of other stuff.
Aren't you a little higher level to be hunting rats? Isn't that like a low-level adventuring thing? Like, go on to the pub and kill these 10 rats and I will give you 5 gold. And you're like, oh my god, thank you, 10 whole gold. And then you come out and you are beaten and bruised and barely alive.
Defibrius points at the rat in the cage he's got in here. It's like, nah, one of those, but with much more attitude and missiles.
Now, well, so more of a level 2 adventuring kind of thing?
What's a level? Besides, like, a platform.
Yes. Anything else?
Actually, when he mentioned the rat and pointed out the rat, Kalila probably squealed as she found the mechanical rat going, Defibulous, do you want another rat?
Another one?
Holding up a Godsfell special rat.
Oh, I have my turtles. I don't really need any rats. That and one of those tried to blow me up, remember?
Okay, do you want him? If not, I want him.
I have had quite enough of mechanical rats for now. They seem slightly unnatural.
Hey, Mexi,
Yes.
do you have any snakes that like they have around here?
The metal ones? No, not yet. Maybe. I don't know. I'll have to check the back.
You know about
Later.
the metal snakes?
What? No. I don't have snakes.
Just gonna narrow our eyes.
I caught this one rummaging around in my office the other day. It was rather rude of it. It was typing on my computer, eating my scrolls, sleeping in a cage. So I closed the cage, and now I have it.
Well, if no one objects, she's getting the rat and adding a pet. Can't believe you don't want this Defibulous. After all of the complaining about wanting these rats to take one home, you don't want one, and you could buy one right here and now.
You know,
Right?
if I take it home, I'm going to disassemble it to see how it works, right?
You can't disassemble him.
Have you seen what I've been doing to the other rats we've encountered?
I thought you wanted one as a pet.
I figured you'd tell me no, so I figured dismantling them would be safer.
I feel betrayed. She hugs her new mechanical rat.
But I have my mechanical turtles, though. I don't want to... And they saved us in battle. I can't just turn my nose up on them.
All right, fine. What should we name our new rat?
All you, baby.
His name's Mugen.
Mugen, huh?
Hugin and Mugen. It's the 2 ravens off of Odin. I'm just being a nerd and inserting Norse mythology in here. It's fine.
Anything else for anyone?
Not at the moment.
Nope, I'm good.
We should probably think about shopping more often, though.
Yeah, agreed.
So everyone is checked out, major purchases, and left Mexi's shop?
Yeah. hold on.
Yes, it's Kalila's taking the bag of holding and adding the things in the appropriate spot, taking the time to load her new quiver or whatever. Now, does she have to purchase the arrows for the thing? I'm assuming it's a catalyst of she has to own the arrow in a bag of holding for it to work or something.
Yes. So the 3 that you had in there was the
Oh, I had more than 3. I'm saying the quiver of yes.
the quiver of yes is you have it's more of a like unlimited clip.
Oh, no. Okay, cool. So it's an infinite holder, but it stays
Yes.
the same size. That's why I was
Yes.
asking how the mechanics of this work so
Okay,
I know how to
yeah.
use it.
So out into Godsfell again.
She'll thank Maxie and go, I will want more explosive arrows. Make me more.
Okay, fine. Grumpy little cat.
I just spent... She leaves.
Thanks for all the fun stuff.
Thank you for all the gold.
Pet the pet monsters.
Always do.
See you again soon, Maxine.
Absolutely. As the door behind you slides shut, the tree shimmies a little bit, and the 3 or 4 seeds drop to the ground with a tink. As you look closely at these, they are the same as the other seeds that you've picked up, except they have a slightly metal hue to them. The tree slowly fades from existence and into the ground, and it looks like nothing was ever there, and the stonework and the metal is undisturbed.
Well, that was fun.
I'd say so.
Didn't it leave seeds last time?
Yeah, we picked up the seeds last time. We always do. But they didn't look like tink that. Also, just so everyone is aware, after I have done all the mathing for all the loot, we are down to 25,000 gold for group loot.
Gotta start hoarding it. Get the gold back.
Yeah.
So, now that we're back in Godsfell, did we want to go check out that passage going down, or what?
Yes. Yes, I do. You never know what that mechanical rat hoarded. That could be his little rat stash. They do like shiny objects, and we already have seen that they like to collect everything.
I don't really think he was tiny, though.
Well, he controlled the other little rats. He was their lord, king.
He wasn't
Leader?
tiny, though.
No, he wasn't.
So, does that mean, like, when your rat gets hurt or needs upgrades, Defibrius has to figure out how to tune up the rat?
Yes. Just like how you had to make spider armor for Hugin.
As you guys approach the stairwell, you can hear the sound of wind getting louder. And it's not that normal, like, wind rushing through a cave. This sounds like a windstorm coming from below.
Aren't we supposed to be looking for something of wind?
Yeah, a crystal of some sort.
Well, you might be right on exploring down there. I hear a lot of wind.
Is there Reginald down there?
He is pretty windy, isn't he?
Yeah. And that hair.
Still got to figure that one out.
As you all head down the stairs carefully, checking to make sure there are no traps, making sure your footing is sure, the camera pans down the stairs ahead of you, and we see a wall of wind just whipping around a doorway. You can't see through it. It is just dark, windy, and it blows the camera off into the distance as we end our episode here. Well, me friends. It seems as if the adventurers had a chance to get some rest, relaxation, and a bit of shopping. Shopping from the strange and clearly extra-planar creature we have come to know as Meximillon Loothoarder. It seems as if a cat, a rat, and a spider, a gnome, and a human, all traveling, seeking out strange items to fight back the Bone God. Well, there's more to this tale, me friends. And until we speak again, may the dice gods bless your every roll.
We here at What the Dice would like to thank Paizo for creating Pathfinder, Epidemic Sound for our music, as well as Sirenscape for our sound effects. If you would like to reach out to us, you can do so on Facebook at What the Dice Pod, Twitter at What the Dice Pod, and of course email whatthedicepod@gmail.com. And if you liked our little adventure, please share us with your friends and rate and review us.